I'm Chris, also known as CometKO, or CometKo. Still haven't figured it out. Self-proclaimed internet's favorite art guy. If you've been at this channel for more than a day, because it's existed for a week as of recording this, you may have seen this sketchbook. This sketchbook is finished. It's done, it has a whole video about it, we're tired of it. This video is about this sketchbook. Fresh, new, lovely, no art in it. Empty, boring, nothing. So we're gonna fill it up today. We're gonna be doing the first page, and I wanna try something a little bit different. It's technically still fall, and I haven't drawn enough fall art. And if you've seen that last sketchbook tour, you know I only draw people standing in a blank void. I am a character artist, okay? So I only draw characters standing in a blank void. That is going to change with that new sketchbook because we are doing a landscape. Do I know how to do those? No. And we're gonna learn today. Sorta. Now, I'm a illustrator, not a painter, which means I love lines and colors scare me. So instead of paint, I am going to be using this big old thing of markers. And some pens because you can pry line art away from my cold, dead hands. Okay, I think that about covers it. Oh, and before anyone asks, this is a Stillman and Byrne Beta Series sketchbook and a 1/2x10. Also, you may notice an increase in quality. That is because I stopped using my nice camera. Yeah. This thing doesn't have autofocus, and I record this alone in my bedroom, and I'm too embarrassed to ask my parents to focus the camera. So this is what you get. Recorded on my phone, and it looks better. At least I'm borrowing this. Like, I didn't waste my money on this. So, cool. Hope you like my face not being blurry. Okay, now back to the video.
Hello there, and welcome to some lovely B-roll of me setting up my drawing desk. And it pays to have a woodworker for a father who can build you a cool drawing desk that flips up. This is my first voiceover. Let's see how it goes. So, the actual drawing for this came out interesting, let's say. I really enjoyed the sketching process of this. It's always my favorite part of drawing. I'm drawing with a orange Colorase pencil, always great. But what really sort of made this experience less than stellar was when I get to coloring. For this page, I'm using a mix of Ohuhu markers and Copic chows, and I did not love the colors I used or how they worked on the paper I was using. Using markers for characters is typically a lot easier for me, but when it comes to landscapes, I find that the colors work with each other in a lot more complex of a way, which makes it a lot harder when you're not mixing your own colors and can only pick from what you have. I don't want to be too much of a downer about this piece, so I'm not. I'm not a landscape artist, so it's okay if one of my first real tries at one doesn't turn out great. To focus more on the good, I think the tree came out really nice. I really like the colors I used for it. You can see me here going in with the shadow detailing, and I really like it. If anything, this experience has made me really want to keep on practicing with backgrounds, because I did have a fun time. And I want to be able to draw the backgrounds that I can see in my head. However, I did lie to you at the start of the video. You see, because I didn't love how the background came out, I actually decided to do another page. So instead of just doing the first page in the book, I'm actually doing the first spread in the book. And for that page, I decided to stick more with my comfort zone. This is what I meant by the colors not working for me. That green is my worst enemy. Not to mention how patchy it is. This is where about the drawing started to shape up a little bit more. It is gonna look a little bit rough, but once I start doing line art, it's really gonna come together. This little drawing session also really helped me figure out some stuff about filming myself and how I draw. I used my big camera for this, as well as the big tripod, which is why it's really stagnant and only really has one angle to it, and it really just isn't the most visually interesting. Not to mention I filmed at night, so I had no natural daylight, and all the light in my room is really warm, and I just feel like that doesn't look great, and no amount of color grading I do helps all that much. Not to mention it's getting really overexposed right now. And here's my second favorite part. Line art saves it every time. And that's the finished landscape. Yay! And here it is. Spoilers for what I'm about to draw, but the OC page. My favorite thing to draw. My pride and joy. In all seriousness, I am much happier with how this page turned out. I decided to play around with how I draw magic effects on this one. I feel like I failed to mention that, but my OCs have magic powers, and that is very integral to the story that they are in the book that I'm writing. So yeah, I thought I should mention that. The character I'm drawing right now is named Aaron, and he's probably the best drawing that came out on this page. If y'all want some lore, the trio, as I call them, have a pretty sibling-ish dynamic, and Aaron, being the oldest, is sort of like the older brother of the group. Even though the story I'm writing is gonna wind up being a novel, granted it'll have illustrations inserted throughout, but since it's a novel, it's been really helpful to learn about my characters by drawing them, and it's really helped me figure out sort of their physicality and how they interact with one another, so that's been really helpful. And if you're noticing that this looks a bit more visually interesting, I used my camera to film during daytime with my smaller tripod so I could get close-up shots, and it just looks so much better. Now I'm drawing Mara. Her face was giving me so much difficulty while drawing it. I accidentally wound up drawing her hair a little longer than it's supposed to be, but honestly, I don't mind it. Her and Aaron have recently had updates to how I draw their hair, and I think Kel is next, because you'll see eventually that I just really am at a loss for how I want to draw his hair now. Watching this back, I'm realizing just how much I chicken scratch when I draw. I'm using ballpoint pens, by the way. They're Pentel RSVPs. They're my favorite thing to sketch with. They're giving me a little trouble on this page. Since it's new paper, it's a bit more absorbent, and the ink doesn't get as dark. So you'll notice eventually that I'm going over with other pens, gel pens, to sort of get a bit more clarity in there. Now I'm drawing Kel, and you can see just how much I struggle with side profiles. The drawing I did of him on this page is probably the weakest of the bunch, but it's not terrible. I do want to ask how you're feeling about this format. I know speed paints and time lapses are really popular for digital art, but I don't see a ton of it with traditional, I think. I'm wondering how people feel. I wonder how you feel about me rambling in the background, or if you'd rather that I just film at a normal frame rate or normal speed and then just cut it up like I would a TikTok video, or if you like the time-lapse. I feel like I'm taking a lot of inspiration from creators like Lee Ellickson, Cheyenne Barton, Little Star Nerd for how I'm making my videos, and yeah, I don't know, I just wonder if it's good. Yeah, I don't know, let me know, leave suggestions. And as I'm filling out the last little details on this sketchbook page, you can see that I drew this page 5 days after I drew the landscape. Adding in a bunch of little stars with a Tombow marker is my favorite way to fill out a sketchbook. It just makes it so much better. So much better. And here is the final spread. How's it look? I think it came out pretty good. Thanks for listening to my little ramble, and now I'm gonna stop being a disembodied voice.
Okay, that's the video. Did you like it? Was it good? I hope so. Yeah, practice is really important for artists. The thing about that is when you practice a thing, it doesn't always look good because you don't draw it often. It's fine. It's just okay. Not bad for a first spread. The starts of my sketchbooks are always kind of meh. They're always sort of, whatever. But then like somewhere after like the first third, I really start to get into my groove. And that just hasn't happened yet. But it will. Yeah, I had a good time. This is some pretty good art. I'm still figuring out a lot of stuff. This is the second video, okay? Give me some credit. I'm not talking to you, the viewer, I'm talking to myself, editing this, because I know he's having a field day with how this was filmed. Still figuring out how I want to film myself drawing, because I don't have a desk mount to film overhead, so I'm just sort of going at it with my tripod, and my mini tripod. A camera I'm borrowing from my mom that doesn't have an autofocus that works, and my cell phone, which is running out of storage constantly. We're making it work. Also CapCut, because I can't figure out an editing software right now. Not a bad art day. Days. It's been 5 days. Yeah, I'm still figuring some stuff out, but hey, for my second long-form YouTube video, I think I'm doing okay. Again, I am saying that before I have edited and recorded. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. Hope you like it. Video plans. Next up, I think will be a art studio tour. It's totally not my bedroom. You're crazy. It's definitely not that, and I don't gaslight my audience. Anyways, yeah, so studio tour plus like art supply tour, because I have a lot of them and I feel like that's more interesting than this rectangle of space that I draw within. So there's that. I've been re-uploading some TikToks as shorts here just to keep the algorithm alive, and it's working out pretty well. Like, again, for starting within like, what, a week or two, there's a lot of people here. It's a good amount of people. So, hi. Yeah, so there's that. More short, making some new ones as well as uploading the backlog. I'm going to be going through, at least one person commented it, so I'm going to be going through all 9 of my old sketchbooks. I might be grouping them together. I am going in reverse order because I started with 10 and that is the only way to make it feel right in my brain. Oh, one last little thing. Just so you know, it pays to have siblings who are musicians. My older brother is in a band, and they needed a band artist. And they did not tell me this, but their new song just came out. And so did the cover that I did for it. But yeah, it's Mayday by Candy Cats on all streaming platforms. They didn't ask me to do free promo, I'm just doing it because the art came out good. They also made the great decision of hiring a character artist who, again, doesn't do backgrounds, to exclusively draw cats hanging out with instruments with backgrounds. That is just about everything I wanted to share. Thanks for watching. Do all the YouTube things. Liking, commenting, subscribing. I'm sorry. That's the video. Do all the YouTube things. Like, comment, subscribe, or dislike it if you hated it. Haven't gotten my first hate comment yet. I'm terrified that sentence will have just opened the floodgates, but we'll find out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. That is pretty cool of you. Yeah. If you like my stuff, check me out on TikTok. That, up until now, has been my main thing. I also have an Instagram, which a weird amount of you have followed. Like, it's not a ton, but like, I was at 60 followers, and I went up to 69 followers. Nice. So sorry. That's the vid. I think I'm done with my ramble. I am gonna pass out. Yeah, okay, that's the video. I've rambled not long enough. Thank you. Goodbye. My phone is crying and overheating. Bye. Is my YouTube voice better?